It's a Taste of Nashville, brought to you by Omni Nashville and Lionel Trains, with Devon O'Day and John Dwyer, and their guests, Lisa Davis Purcell, Ethan Canada, Nathan Graham, Scott Lindsay, and Billy Dean.
Welcome in, everybody. It's time for Taste of Nashville. I'm Devon O'Day.
And I'm John Dwyer. I hope everybody had a great Easter. We are at the Omni Hotel, and we've done this in a lot of different venues. You and I have spa'd together.
Yes.
We had robes on together. Been a long time.
We know each other better than any couple.
Yeah. It's kind of so many lines, so little time.
Yeah, that's right.
But now we're in a new venue.
Yeah, Pix, right here in the lobby of the Omni Hotel.
And it makes sense. So when you walk in, if you're old school and you've been here a while, and it's been here 11 years, the Omni, this is the latest upgrade. Walk in to the right. This used to be a big kind of a meeting area. Yeah. And now they knocked that out, and they have a bar, and it's shaped like
a guitar pick.
A guitar pick.
How cool is that, right?
How good is that?
It's always been the cool, and you have a wonderful. Year in, you can come in. Yeah. Year in, year out, you can see the fireplace. There's always a fireplace going in the Omni Hotel. Come have drinks, come enjoy. But right now, the coolest part of the Omni is it's right next to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
You don't even have to, and this was one of the more brilliant things when they decided to build this downtown campus, right? Yeah. Was to have the Omni and then have the Country Music Hall of Fame. And we have somebody who has more titles than Glenn Campbell has hits, I think. But it's incredible. Lisa Purcell joins us.
Thanks. It's so great to be with you both today, and thanks so much for bringing me into the neighbored space. And gosh, we share your excitement for the Omni, and they're wonderful partners. It couldn't be better to be connected to them.
VP of Development, Senior VP of Education, Development and Community Outreach, Senior VP External Affairs, Executive VP External Affairs, I mean, you're here, so that's good.
We can't put all that under her face right now as you're watching this show, is what we're saying. Yeah. You have a lot of hats, and you do a lot for the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I have about the coolest, most fun job all of the time because I get to work closely with the museum, with the creative community, with education of diverse audience, and just broad storytelling so people know what's happening at the museum, feel welcome, and can engage with us. And that's the whole thing. Being in a town where the history is held, and then additionally being in the town where the community engages, gives us such a unique opportunity to share stories with people globally from a first-person perspective of the creators. And gosh, we could not do what we do without the creative community, and we're so fortunate to be an international museum located in the hometown where so many of our creators live. It's such a unique place to work, endlessly interesting, incredibly exciting, and gosh, just glad to share it with you today.
Let's talk a little bit about education. What do you have to educate people about? You know, people come here, they love country music or they know about it, but there are so many programs for kids and for teenagers and for adults and people that wouldn't even know they liked country music until they go to one of your experiences.
Absolutely. And we definitely have programming for whole families of all ages. People often think, like, I'm coming to the museum with my family, and it could be a husband and wife. It could be with kids. But it's definitely a great activity for everyone. And we try to have something for every age. Last year, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is among the most visited museums in America. So we had 1.5 million guests in nearly last year. What? So when you think of that, it's like, okay, so how do you engage people more? We have general visitor programs, like public programs and activities, whether it is a songwriter session every Saturday or a musician spotlight every Sunday or a deep dive on exhibitions. For kids and families, we're home to the Taylor Swift Education Center. So we have drop-in programs constantly. We wrote about 10,000 songs with kids last year. We're a history museum. So gosh, even if you do or do not love country music as a first listen, it's an American history museum that tells the story of America through its music, country music. So there's truly something for everybody.
The number one attraction, Do you have a foam finger for that? Don't you think? Okay,
Yes.
well, we'll use these for that. I'm onto something. We're going to market
Yeah.
that. Number one attraction in Nashville, the source there, the Nashville Business Journal. I know this always happens. What do you do when people from out of town come? This is always the thing.
Good question.
But it can be intimidating. It's like because we remember when it was on Music Row, right? Like 40, you said 40,000 square feet. Now it's
350,000.
And it's just like, what do you take in? How do you conquer it?
You know, that is an amazing question and challenge for our curators, and they're game for it. So we have an exhibition called Sing Me Back Home, and it takes you on a journey through country music from the roots of America, because immigration and the diverse ways people that came to the country and brought their music with them and how it developed these sounds. We go from that. And then it picks up in a really strong way around commercialization and radio and recordings. And from the 1920s, we are running period by tastes and flavors and how culture inflects music and what's happening historically. And we get all the way down to present day in that timeline. And then we pepper it with different exhibitions, and we try to be really intentional about making sure there's something for everyone. If Taylor Swift is your entry point along the way, maybe you'll discover Shania Twain. Maybe before that you will uncover Reba, and maybe before that you'll uncover Patsy Cline.
Tanya Tucker.
So it's all interconnected.
All right, I'm done. That was.
And there's something for everyone, and we really try.
Well, you have one of the coolest segments that I love, the Poets and Prophets that you do. If you have not gone to one of the songwriter sessions in the Ford Theater, oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Thank you for saying so. So every Saturday, the museum has a songwriter session. The songwriter sessions, if you've been to the Bluebird Cafe or wanted to experience songwriting all in one time, free, no additional charge with museum ticket based on availability, roll into our Ford Theater, enjoy a songwriter sharing their songs and telling their story and their craft and talking about their craft every Sunday, musician spotlights, and then going to your Poets and Prophets and Nashville Cats. Songwriters and musicians are such an important part of the story, and the museum selects 3 poets, so Poets and Prophets, amazing songwriters with very storied careers, and same on the musician side for Nashville Cats, selects 3 a year and does a deep audio-visual dive on those artists and musicians' careers and walk through their history with audio-visual led by a museum curator, and generally there's some music in that too. So just all of the ways that we can tell stories, and 2, elevating the role of songwriters and musicians in popular culture and capturing it on media and making it available on our website for free. Such an important part of documenting American history and stays with people for their lives. It's just a really important touchstone and an accomplishment, and we feel like, in no intention of being morbid in any way, when some Nashville Cats or poets pass away, that we have their story and history to share with media and to share with fans. It's just such an important part of our work of collecting and preserving the history. So that happens archival in collections in so many different ways, and that's what our job is, to hold all these things in the public trust.
You have it in queue. You have it, ready to go. The theater there. My experience at News 2, one of the many in that theater is somebody said, hey, we need somebody to cover this Neil Young thing, and so when he was doing a country album. The thing to try to keep ahead with these types of buildings and events is the technology, right? People expect to up your game, and it sounds like you have not only been ahead of the curve, but way ahead to make sure it's very interactive for all ages.
Thank you for saying so. We are constantly challenged to how do we share this story. Our job is to collect, care for, and share this story with global audience. So really proud that our social media channels have exceeded 1 million followers over the last year. And the sky is the limit. So how you produce things as folks that are part of content making every day, short form, quick things, to these long form programs. What we've learned is people will find good content in whatever length, and it's our job to service people in all of the ways that they need it in the galleries with audiovisual and collections, and then online too. one of my favorite online things that I just need to share is we started doing exhibits online in the pandemic, and making resources online in the pandemic. Correct. And sometimes, those hardships create silver linings. It's how do we continue to serve? What do we do? And we have a variety of those online now, so diverse interests. I'll point out two that I think that have really spoken to me, but they all do, so it's impossible to have favorite children. But to give you a sense of depth and breadth and texture, we have an exhibit called Suiting the Sound that is online, all free to access at countrymusichofoffame.org. And it is all of the original tailors that designed this iconic country bedazzled look and rodeo tailor looks, which end up being immigrants to the United States more than not, whether it's Manuel or Nudie or otherwise. It's not what you think, and it's all of those populations coming together that is America that create this iconic country look. So it walks you through the history of rodeo tailors. And then on the complete other end of it, one of the things we take a lot of pride in chronicling is diversity in our town and in Music Row and all of the sounds. So we have a Music Row experience that talks about all of the recording studios and the kinds of music created there, that gives you like a little tour that you could take yourself.
Nice.
and shares music and what the spaces look like that have since been raised. So I think it's enjoyable
Not to be
for
forgotten.
folks. Yes. The history
Tell us
keeps
about
building.
the Medal of the Arts.
Oh, thank you for asking that too. Last year, the museum won the Medal of the Arts, which is the United States' highest honor in the arts. And we were so
Foam
honored.
finger.
I mean, for all of us, for this whole community, from what we have researched, there have been three museums that have been honored with that in history. It's usually given to individuals. So folks in the equivalent of our pledge class were ranged from the Medal of the Arts in Humanities and Art were awarded in the same time period. So everyone from Steven Spielberg and Spike Lee to Queen Latifah and the Country Music Hall of Fame, we're all in this group, and you get this amazing citation. This is totally a surprise to you, and you get this amazing citation that says why. And the people that are on this blue ribbon committee, who we have no idea who they are and made this determination for the United States, wrote that we received this because we preserve history, honor genres of the genre, inspire future generations to write their own American story. And we were like, gosh, these people understand us so thoroughly and spent time really considering us, and we were just so honored. But honored for country music and honored for everyone. It's something to be shared.
Yeah, it's the arts, the Medal of the Arts, and that's so cool. And we've got that right here. And if you have not been to the Country Music Hall of Fame and you live in Nashville, shame on you. You're missing out. And the coolest gift shop in the world, I'm just going to tell you right now. But tell us how they can find out all the information. And can you be a member?
Yes, thank you for asking. You can definitely be a member. For locals, Davidson and all bordering counties, if you have kids 18 and under are free. If you're coming and accompanying them, especially as you're thinking towards summer, adults 25% off accompanying them. In January's, we have Pay What You Want for locals. We're out in the community. We have a locals hub page of our website at countrymusichofoffame.org, so you can request programs in your classroom, you can come on free days, you can get some sense of activities, and when we're in your neighborhoods offering fruit programs. So yes, all of the things, but membership's where it's at. In my opinion, all of the opportunities are. You can come anytime for free. The great programs we talked about are free with admission, so come and take advantage of this.
Lisa Purcell of the Country Music Hall. I wish you could sell the place. I worry about your enthusiasm.
I know. We don't know nothing about it after talking with you.
That's just fantastic. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You guys, we've got a great show ahead. We've got some really special musical guests, and we're going to go off campus to go check in with Lionel Trains. But before that, we're going to find out the skinny on the pick.
Yeah, it's Taste of Nashville. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville with Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer. I'm just John Dwyer. That's all you got for me. But we're at the lobby of the Omni, and there is always something new here. And I don't want to say improve, but even getting better. And wow, do we have a display and a backdrop that has, it's not your father's Omni. Things have changed here.
Yeah, I mean, the pick is where we're located, and the manager is with us, Ethan Cannata. Welcome.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
I'm glad you slowed down, because when you open up, this is your baby, right? You've
Yes.
given, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a long few weeks, but it's been fun. Yeah.
We'll get to the food in a moment, I guess. No, let's do that. No, we'll wait. Look, trying to create an atmosphere that connects with out-of-town people, along with people that want to just go down. We have a lot of people from Nashville that want to tour the campus, as I call it. This is fantastic. But to add the pick, this was kind of the missing component. It felt like it, and obviously that was recognized. So tell you, obviously the pick, that was not a hard decision, or give us a little background of how this came to be.
Yeah, so the hotel in general was just doing a facelift, and the lobby bar initially was part of the Kitchen Notes restaurant, which is our breakfast restaurant, but when they decided to do a facelift for the property, they decided that it would be a good idea to really invest and make it something bigger and better.
And boy, did they.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, we got to talk about this food, because you don't think about going to, this is not bar food. This is not bar food. You can get it in a bar, you can get it at the Pick, but it is not bar food. Let's start first with this amazing pizza.
Yeah, so this
Pizza
is my
and
favorite.
a salad.
Yeah, pretty much both. This is my favorite menu item, honestly. It's a mushroom flatbread. The mushrooms are locally sourced by Alan, the fun guy. It is my favorite thing.
His middle name is the.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's just the fun guy.
It is my favorite item on the menu. It's phenomenal. It's really good. And then right next to it, we've got the pick board. So it's a charcuterie board. Little bit of everything. We got a couple fun cheeses and meats on there.
It's hearty. That's what
Yes.
I like about it. That's a meal in itself.
Yes, it
because
is.
sometimes you get it and you're like, oh, here's one piece. No, you have it, right? So,
Yeah, no, it definitely will fill you up if you need to, and locally sourced jams on that too. We always are rotating the different jams for everything, and those are always found locally, which we love that. And then, you got a classic angry chicken, fried chicken sandwich right there. You can't beat it.
It is not happy. Let me just tell you, it is angry.
Yeah, if you get it hot, it's going to come out hot. It definitely has some heat with it. And then for our dessert, we have a Goo Goo cluster cake. This is done by Chef Madison, and she is the best pastry chef I've ever worked with. It is phenomenal. I've never had anybody say they didn't like it. It's
We got to meet her on a previous show, and I'm telling you, when she said she did a Goo Goo cluster dessert,
Yes.
she meant it, and it is beautiful. This is suitable for a birthday candle. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Oh yeah, it's already been done. We've done it several times. Like we just overhear, oh, it's my birthday, and we're like, oh, throw a candle in it, send it out quietly, and just surprise.
You didn't drop an anvil. I mean, you didn't drop a hint. You dropped an anvil right there. I don't know. We got to check when your
birthdays.
Oh, do me.
You know.
What we love about the Omni, among the things, is that locally sourced. I mean, that always seems to be a priority of all the ingredients that go into this.
Right. Yeah, of course. And we definitely want to do the same thing at the bar also. So a lot of the whiskeys that we have on our menu, we have an entire section that is just Tennessee whiskey. So Jack Daniels, the Nelson Brothers, George Dickel, of course. We always want to try to do local things, and all of our taps are local as well. They're all from breweries that are made within a couple miles away from here.
Oh, lovely.
This is going to be a home run. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah.
First come, first serve?
Yes, sir. No reservations. First come, first serve.
Now, I do want to ask, too, do you have any non-alcoholic selections? Because a lot of times, you're with a group of people, maybe there's some mocktails or something. Do you even do things like that, too?
Yeah, so we have an entire portion on the menu also that is only mocktails. So we've got 4 different mocktails, and they all have very different flavors and tastes. And, of course, we have our non-alcoholic beers. But, I mean, most of the bartenders also, if you come in saying, oh, I want something that tastes fruity, sweet, we can come up with something on the fly for you, too. We're very talented here.
I just had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that the Omni likes to be equal opportunity, and they know their audience. They know their audience, and they try to take care of everybody when it comes to food, when it comes to drink, and when it comes to comfort.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably one of the most comfortable spaces in this whole hotel.
Yeah, I think so, too. There's plenty of areas for people to sit and hang out in. There's booths, couches, nice tables for meetings and things like that. It's a very comfortable area to be.
Allow me to take a deeper dive. My wife, Lindley, is an interior designer. She loves walking in here, trying to keep the aesthetics, the theme, the vibe. Sometimes when you do a renovation, you think too much about it.
Right.
This is, it's just right. It's not a bunch of posters. It's just right. Talk about maybe some of the design process and what went into designing this.
Yeah, so the bar itself is shaped like a guitar pick, hence the name of the pick. And that was kind of the whole reasoning was because we're in Nashville, we're in the music city, right? And then outside of that, we still wanted to have more of an upscale feel, but not anything that was too formal. So something right in between your normal honky-tonks and something very upscale. We just wanted to kind of hit that sweet spot right in between the two.
So you've got bar lines where if you want to go watch the game or hear live music, they've got that. You've got a place to eat at Kitchen Notes that's like that. But then you've got this that's quiet, and it's just, even though it's in the lobby of a hotel, it's still got so much peace and quiet. It's just really nice.
Yes, it is. It typically is pretty mellow and quiet. Towards the end of the night, we do pick up a little bit. I will say there have been plenty of times where this bar, it was standing room only, very packed, and we thrive in that. We like it too. We can provide great service when we're slow and when we're busy.
And Uber is right outside.
Yep. Yep.
It breathes. It allows you to just on that night, oh, that's too busy. Well, I don't know how many seats around. There's got to be 40, 50 seats around here, and you can't see it off camera there. I feel like you can come in here and get the job done, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. If you're looking for something very quiet and intimate, there's plenty of places to kind of hide away and still be able to have a conversation without shouting. It is very nice, and it can be very quiet in here at times, yeah.
Okay, you're looking for date night? The pick.
Oh,
Omni
yeah.
Hotel. Hey, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you, Ethan, and congratulations on a great opening.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you all for letting me.
Have you slept often? Have you gotten how many hours sleep at night?
I don't think you want to know the truth.
No, I don't. Well, the makeup artist did a great job.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, it's been
thank
fun.
you. Appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you all.
You guys, we're going to go on location. Alan, our guy that knows all things about trains, is going to take us to see our folks at Lionel Trains. And then we have got music, because it can't be Taste of Nashville without music. Some very special guests coming up on Taste of Nashville.
Bongo Java, come see us at the Omni Nashville.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
Hi, I'm Missy Acosta.
And I'm Stephanie Miller.
We're here with Community Checkup, and we would love for you to join us each month as we dive a little deeper into different organizations and events, happenings around Middle Tennessee.
You can find our Community Checkup episodes through our Main Street Media publications. Just go to the top of the page and click on How to Stream. You'll find Main Street Media TV on Apple, Amazon, and Roku. We'll also make it easy for you. Just download our mobile app, Main Street Media TV Mobile. You'll have all of our episodes right there at your fingertips.
Hi, I'm Carmen at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at the Macara Spa.
Hi, welcome everybody. We're here at the Lionel store. I'm Nathan Graham, and we're going to show you a little bit of our 125th product. We got a lot of great stuff right here. We're going to start off simple. We'll start off with our hand cars. We have these. They're from the Polar Express. They're wind up. We've been making these things for about 100 years now. They come with some track and a big key. They're pretty collectible, or you can run them right on your layout, either way. We have right here, we have something that's called the Trippy Trolley. We've actually had these for a while now, but it's just something I thought was worth mentioning. It's got a lot of features. It's got the lights underneath and in the side. It's like a disco party on rails right here. Moving along, something a little bit higher in, we have the Lion Chief. Now, Lion Chief has the control system, but usually the only things that it doesn't have are the connecting couplers on the front and back that are electrolyzed, and then the smoke. This one doesn't have smoke, but other than that, they are a great locomotive for the price. Move on to something a little bit nicer. We have the Railbud cars. These are Lion Chief Plus 2.0. What that means is they do have electro couplers and smoke and command control, which makes them a little smoother, a nicer ride. They're built really well. The full interior. They're a nice train. Move up to one of our Lion Chief 2.0 Berkshires. Right here we have the Big Emma, one of the representations of the Louisville Nashville. A solid die-cast steam engine, solid die-cast tender. You got fan-driven smoke. The speed control on these things is amazing. It's just like the big Legacies. Great smoke show too. And we'll move into our lower-end Legacy. We'll start off with this diesel here. This is a nice SD40-2. It's got a lot of detailing, as all of our Legacies do. That's the highest end that we have aside from Vision Line. So everything is scale, everything is really detailed. Move on to this one here. This is our Legacy Hiawatha. These are beautiful die-cast steam engine. This engine and tender probably weighs around 10 pounds. The detail on these things is amazing. You can even open the boiler front and see the inner workings. Now, we'll move on to these switchers. These are beautiful little locomotives, and they'll run around 031 track, which is great for just about anybody's layout. They have a lot of great features too. For instance, when you ring the bell, your bell swings back and forth. They don't have whistle steam because they couldn't fit that in there, but just look at the cast-in detail on this thing and all the separately applied detail as well. Lots of pipe work, beautiful drive gear. These are great running locomotives. Now we'll move on to the big one, the Y6B. These are beautiful models. Highly detailed. I may or may not have ended up with a couple of these myself. You got all the cast-in detail is really good, but just look at all of the separately applied piping. I mean, they did a fantastic job on these things. They're beautiful. Pick it up and take a closer look at it. Got all this beautiful die-cast detail, all this separately applied piping work. You flip around and look in the cab. We got the firebox. We actually have butterfly doors. You can see the gleaming coal load inside light up real bright when it's running too. What you're looking at is 125 years of innovation. We started with running trains conventionally by just simply operating a lever and adding power to do reverse, forward, and neutral. So now we have systems like Legacy where we can do everything. Everything's nice and smooth. You can control things to do whatever you want. Speed steps, whistle steam, everything. So now that we've talked about these locomotives, let's see one in action.
Roger, your track is clear. Dispatcher out.
Hi, I'm Sarah at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Bar Line.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
It's my favorite time of the show. It's the music part of Music City that comes to visit at Taste of Nashville.
Your Rolodex is amazing, and it keeps on revealing some incredible, I mean, your connections are amazing. We have a great connection, a great partner with the Omni here in downtown Nashville. We're out of our kitchen notes kind of vibe, where occasionally, because there's glass windows there, as opposed to just non-glass windows, that people have signs and all that. So we don't have that going on today. But we have the Pick behind us, the new lobby bar restaurant.
Yeah.
And we highlighted that. But yeah, music is really kind of the soul of this show, and you bring it.
It is, and this is also the new location where the country radio seminar takes place every year here, and there's a lot of bustle and hustle and bustle, whatever direction you want to call it. You got a lot of it here, and I cannot wait till they get to experience this. And we get to experience a singer-songwriter that I've loved him in the groups that you've been in, and now Scott Lindsay joined us. Kentucky boy joins us here on Taste of Nashville.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
And I know that you're originally from Owensboro, Kentucky.
Owensboro area, a place called Beaver Dam. It's a very small town, right? It's where Bill Monroe's from, right around the area there too. So,
well, tell us what you've been up to.
Well, last couple of years I've been kind of laying low because I left a band called Nashvillans, and I did some writing with a young man named Kevin Costner for this little TV show he was doing called Yellowstone. I don't know.
Whatever happened to him? Is he okay?
I think he's doing okay. Last I heard, he's doing all right.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I think Yellowstone done okay too. I'm not really
It
sure.
did do okay. It did do okay. Now, what's it like when you walk in to write with someone? You're the writer. You really have the writer chops, and you kind of come into this room, and there's this guy named Kevin Costner who's this movie star.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that like? What was that experience like?
Well, I mean, you just gotta kind of keep your cool, you know. Talk about baseball. You know.
Yeah, he's done a few movies there.
Yeah. So that was the opening line. You know.
But he really loves music.
Nothing about music. You know.
That's his deal. He really loves music.
Oh yeah, and he's good. He's good. Of course, the song that I wrote with him, he wound up singing, and he put it on an album called Tales from Yellowstone. And but I didn't, up till that point, I didn't even know he was a musician at all.
Right.
You know, it's a song that me and Jack Williams and Troy Johnson had written, and Jack knew Kevin. And I'm sitting on the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and they call and say that Kevin Costner's doing a new TV show called Yellowstone, and that he wants to know we rewrite this song to make it fit this character. So I thought about it for a few minutes, and I was like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. Sounds like a good idea. So when it came back to town, it's when we all worked on it. But yeah, I mean, working with him's amazing, you know, and he's actually talented. Is what all that being said, he's actually talented. It wasn't just like he was there just to be in a room.
Right.
He actually had input about everything, you know.
He seems like such a disarming guy. Like, he's going to make you feel comfortable, and he also knows that this is a legit town. There's a lot of talent, and look, he came here, you know, on third base, and he probably recognized that. So, what were some of the nuances of his talent? What did you go? He gets that.
It was the way he put the story together around the character. I actually learned a little bit from him because he came at it from a different angle. He wanted to become that character, you know. And there's a little bit of that with songwriting. You know, you want to tell a story from a character's point of view, but he actually wanted the song to be the character. So I had to learn how to dig a little deeper to make that happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, after hearing your songs, I know why you were in that room, because you're such an amazing songwriter. I love the group, the Nashvilleans. Love them. And I was sad to hear that you're not. That's what happens a lot in this town, and it happens a lot with people in general. They have a group together, and then they go, well, this was fun, and we're going to do something else. Now you're something else. Let's talk about that, because you've got new music that's on the radio right now. Your current single is Beer's Got Water in It Too. Does that sound like a fun song to sit here at the pick, you know?
It's a love song.
With Miss Hobbs.
Yeah.
But I really want you to sing. There's a song, and he did it, and he sent me songs to listen to, and I went, I love that opening line. It made my little songwriter hackles go, oh man, that's just been there all this time, and I didn't write it, but somebody did, and I just love it. Would you play that song for us?
Sure. It's called Lonely As Me. I wrote this with Jordan Fletcher, if I remember it. If you ain't ever sold a truck 'cause it smells like her perfume, or passed out early on Friday night 'cause you're pissed off at the moon for laying on her skin that way that night and making you fall. If you ain't killing every bottle that'll fit inside your hand, if your friends ain't worried about you 'cause you just don't give a damn, and you think a little time is all she needs, then you ain't ever been lonely as me. If you ain't ever changed the station 'cause that song came on again, or took the long way home 'cause the other way reminds you when you drove away with tears in your eyes. If you ain't killing every bottle that'll fit inside your hand, if your friends ain't worried about you 'cause you just don't give a damn, and you think a little time is all she needs, then you ain't ever been lonely as me. your past. If you ain't losing sleep and praying one day she'll come running back. If you ain't killing every bottle that'll fit inside your hand. If your friends ain't worried about you 'cause you just don't give a damn. If you tell yourself she's just a memory, and you still think a little time is all she needs, then you ain't ever been lonely as me. You ain't ever been lonely as me.
Here's that.
Thank you.
Scott Lindsay making country music sad again. I love that. I love it.
When's your time of day that you like to write?
Mornings.
Yeah.
I do best when everything's fresh. You know, if I get past 2 o'clock, my mind just starts slowing down. It becomes a struggle at that point. You know, so I like the 10 to 2 window the best.
You know, it's so interesting because everybody has a different body clock. You know, there are those writers who don't even wake up till after noon. I mean, they're just kind of like,
I used to run around with Harley Allen.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Hey, well, tell us a little bit about where can people find your music and how can they follow you? And really, if you really like traditional country, and that's what you bring to the party.
Well, thank you for that. I have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that, Scott Lindsay Official. And you can find me on Spotify, Pandora, all the sites, all the sites.
Okay, y'all want to know the real secret why his TikTok videos sound so good when he plays? Do you want to tell them where you record them?
In the bathroom.
I love it.
Right in between the toilet and the bathtub.
Pants optional? Where are we with this?
Sometimes. It depends on the camera angle. And hope it don't fall.
That is the thing about...
The reverb is great.
The reverb is great. It's kind of like being in the pic, right?
Yeah.
The reverb is pretty good here, too.
Yeah.
You guys, be sure you follow Scott Lindsay. He's got a lot of great music. I've gotten to hear some of the sneak peeks of all his new music to come, and I am so grateful. So make sure you follow him on all things social. Thank you for coming in,
Thank you
Scott.
so much for having me.
Yeah,
This was awesome. A pleasant surprise. Thanks for the invite.
Good stuff.
Right.
We're not done. Don't even think we're done.
And speaking of the bathroom, the last time I saw a TikTok with this guy, he was in his bathtub. He is my longtime friend, and I had...
Do I need to leave and just have you guys? I mean,
no,
where are we with
No, we're equal opportunity. He brought the whole world into his bathtub with him. Billy Dean is in the house, and he's going to be playing the Opry, so we grabbed him while he was in town. So you stay tuned, because that's what's next on Taste of Nashville.
Pants are on.
Pants are on, I think.
Hi, I'm McKenna at the Nashville Omni Hotel. Come see us at 5 and 10.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
You're seeing the signs too, right? What signs?
Welcome back, John Dwyer with Devon O'Day, Taste of Nashville. We do this monthly. It is on Main Street Media and all the platforms you were mentioning. Too many to list, but you can find us. I promise. Just Google and you'll find us.
On the Book of Face.
On the Facebook.
On
book.
YouTube.
Yeah, on that. Yeah.
We everywhere. If you've got a Roku, just the Main Street Media TV app, you just put that right there and you can find it. And on any of your devices.
Yeah, good. And we're at the Pick, which is the new bar area inside the Omni Hotel here in downtown Nashville. The Omni's been here 11 years. They've done a renovation. This is the latest treasure that they've bought. Do you think this is going to work? This is.
I think it's going to definitely
be
work.
Amazing. So earlier in the show, you saw the food. We have some music, and we have more music.
I know. And this guy is just the cherry on top of the cake. He is just my dear friend for many years.
You have a crush. I can tell. He sat down, and there was this.
It's vice versa.
Ain't not enough love in the world to describe love for
here.
this man. But Billy Dean, this is the 35th anniversary of your first album.
It is.
Can you believe that?
35 years. I can't believe that.
No.
But I didn't even know that was a kind of a thing, and so we gotta do something for 35 years, so we're up here kind of figuring that out, working on some projects, which I hope I get to come back and tell you about those, but kind of reimagining some of the original songs. I recorded that first album, I was in my 20s, you were there when all that was, you remember, my hair was brown then, John, by the way.
She said she grew up listening to you, so I
did not say that.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. You got all that. But and of course, being in town to play the opera, that's always it's the only place that gives me a little bit of the nerves, Sure. And it's a good nerves because you can't help but think of all the history there. So, going to be playing my favorite venue, the Opry, tonight. And up here doing some mixing and writing and all that good stuff.
Okay, I want to take people back. This man knows more songs than probably anyone on the planet because years and years and years, you played across the street from the Opry at the KOA.
I did, at the KOA campground, believe it or not. They sure did.
He was the house band at the KOA.
And my buddy, I had a buddy of mine, Verlin Thompson, and we would entertain some of the campers before they would go over to the Grand Ole Opry. And so we ended up having it's where I first learned how to actually do a show. We were used to playing bars and playing like the top 40 songs and all, but these guys wanted a little comedy, a little story. They want a little pre-Opry show. So that's kind of where cut my teeth on learning how to tell stories in between the songs.
And then there was the bowling alley in Franklin.
That's right. I can't believe you remember that.
How can we not remember? That's the bowling alley. People don't know how you paid your dues to get where you are.
Exactly right, man. I saw a great interview the other day. Dwight Yoakam was talking about doing 5-6 sets a night, before he ever got his record deal or anything came to Nashville, and that was just that's what you did to make a living, and it was hard. I was in this town when Joe Diffie came up. One of his buddies, they just arrived in town. We were doing one of those 4 or 5 sets a night gigs here, and his buddy came up and said, "Man, we just arrived in town, and my buddy would love to get up and sing." And I said, "He can sing all he wants, because man, I was doing all the singing." And I said, "Where is he?" And he said, "He's in the bathroom throwing up right now." Throwing up. He's all nervous. He thought he was going to get discovered in Nashville that night on the stage I was playing. Some of the honky tonk.
Works.
I said, "Let him get up. He can sing all he wants to sing all night if he wants."
That's crazy.
It's funny.
And it was Joe Diffie.
It was Joe Diffie. We remained friends. He cut one of my songs called "Good Brown Gravy." You probably remember "Good Brown Gravy."
Bill Kenner was my roommate.
That's exactly
and y'all
right.
wrote that song.
That's exactly
Good Brown Gravy. Oh my gosh.
So tell me about getting back to the Opry. And I love the fact that they're that's rarefied air, and I'd love to hear that it's. I got to play it again.
Oh no! It's a big thing. First of all, when my parents brought me to Nashville when I was 9 years old. This has been in the 70s, right? Maybe 1969 to 70, but the Opry had just changed from the Ryman to the Briley Parkway
about
Opry.
1974-ish, yeah.
And it had not, the new one wasn't open yet, but they had closed the other one, and I didn't get to go. I was so disappointed. My mom sold Sarah Coventry jewelry and won a trip to Nashville. When I was 15, and I got to go to the Briley Parkway, the one out there, and of course we're sitting up in the nosebleed section. And that's when I knew, man, I was coming to Nashville. It wasn't long after that, man. I was sitting down on the bottom floor during the CMA Awards and some of that stuff, you know. So it was a long journey from up in the nosebleed section to there. But so it's always been special. My dad loved the Opry, and of course, you know, everybody gets nervous and standing in that circle because you can't help but think about all the boots that have been there, and it's just still has that. You know, I still had that reverence for it.
You know, when you sing, one of my favorite memories of you was I went to see James Taylor at the Starwood Amphitheater.
Yes.
And I was sitting there and I heard this voice singing behind me. I'm going, every word. And it was so good. I felt like I was in Sense Around, because it was like your voice was like right on. Aww. And it was you. I turned around and there you were about 2 seats back, and we all had, Martina McBride was right down there.
That's right.
Our whole section was like this James Taylor choir of just, you know, and that's kind of how an artist brings in. And you brought a lot of James Taylor feel to what you do.
I did. You know, I was a big fan of kind of that light soft rock, would you call it, you know, the acoustic singer-songwriter music. In fact, I went from playing with a straight pick to playing with a thumb pick and fingerstyle because of James Taylor. You know, I wanted to be able to do that. And so you do that by learning his songs. And he was a baritone, and I could sing songs in his register I could sing country songs, you know, Waylon and Willie and all of that. But I couldn't sing along to rock songs because everybody had such high voices way up here. But James Taylor, I could sing along to his stuff, and I could sing Glenn Frey stuff, you know, from the Eagles. I could sing in his range. So naturally, when I came here to Nashville and started writing songs, some of that started coming into, you know, we always say, well, the 90s was the 60s turned upside down. That's basically what, you know, we and then my buddy Gary Nicholson wrote a song called that, and he's so true, because we kind of try to bring some of that into the country. A lot of people were trying to, you know, get a record deal and have a country hit so they could cross themselves over to another genre. We were trying to cross listeners from the genre, you know, other genres over to our country genre.
And you sure did. And now to take those hits that you had and to reimagine them, can you give us a little idea of what you've been working on?
Yeah. So the first hit we had came out Only Here for a Little While, 35 years ago, and it just happened to say the right thing at the right time, and it came out during the Desert Storm, the first Gulf War, and so, you know, being 35 years later, the message was this. Today I stood singing songs and saying amen, saying goodbye to an old friend. It seemed so young. Made me stop and think, what's the hurry, why the running? I don't like what I'm becoming. I'm gonna change my style. I'm gonna take my time and not take it all for granted. We're only here for a little while. So I'm gonna hold who needs holding and mend what needs mending. I'm gonna walk what needs walking, though it means an extra mile. I'm gonna pray what needs praying and say what needs saying. I'm gonna go that extra mile. Only here for a little while. So let me love like I'll never see tomorrow, and treat each day like it's borrowed, like it's precious as a child. Take my hand, let us reach out to each other. We're only here for a little while. So I'm gonna hold who
needs holding, and man, what needs mending. I'm gonna walk what needs walking, though it means an extra mile, and pray what needs praying, and say what needs saying. Yeah, I'm gonna go that extra mile. Only here for a little while.
Very different, right?
Wow.
Oh, thank you. It's kind of more of a storytelling, approach, which is kind of what I hope to be when I grow up as a storyteller.
That got me so emotional.
Oh.
I mean, but it is. That song has delivered that way. It's a totally different song. And you realize, I don't know about you, but I mean, as I've gotten older, you realize how little time we've got.
It is very much so. Our age, my age, but you're going to funerals, you're going not to bring the whole room down or anything, but it's a fact of life. Yeah. So so those lyrics, they hit me harder now than they did when I was in my 20s and recorded that. I didn't really know anybody that had really passed, when I was in my 20s.
Now we're just talking about Joe Diffie, and he's no longer with us.
He's no longer with us, man. I can't even believe that. My good buddy, man. Good brown gravy. Yeah, we had to go dig that one up somewhere.
And you can find it on Spotify. I'm sure you can find any of the streaming services. Good brown gravy. It's great. Yeah. Well, where can we find the new stuff, and when do we get to look forward to that, Billy?
Well, we're working on it right now. So we're hoping maybe we're going to start releasing some things in the middle of May. We're going to probably start releasing like a song every 4 weeks or so, starting with some of the reimagined songs. But then I got 10 really cool new songs too that we're going to record. So the whole thing is all spring record, and then all fall and 2026 go tour it. So we'll be back out on the road and bringing you the 90s country music.
That is fantastic. By the way, you're well preserved. There's no question.
Thank you.
I mean,
Oh,
so do you have a workout?
Man crush.
Well, all I'm going to say it.
No. Well, you do. No, that's come from my mom's genes, man. I had good genes from my mom, and I live in Florida now, which is my home state. Walk on the beach every day in the deep sand. I'm trying to keep it going. I'm trying. It's harder.
Well, I just love that you stopped by here, and I do want to take a minute to say that I'm going to cross my fingers that you might be able to stop by on May 20th.
Yes.
At 3rd and Lindsley, we're going to have something for the Mustang Heritage Foundation called One Horse Tune. Iconic songs and songwriters saving America's wild horses.
That's great.
And we're going to be auctioning off signed song lyrics to songs by Steve Dorff, Skip Ewing, and Dave Gibson, and D. Vincent Williams, and Leslie Satcher, and
you're naming all my favorites.
She knows a few people. Billy, I'm just letting you know. She's connected.
And maybe, I'm just saying, there might be some special guests that we're not announcing. But
supposed to be up here around that time. I'm going to check with the boss, but I'm supposed to be here.
Gotta check with the boss. Stephanie. Y'all, and you can find those at thirdandlindsley.com. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Billy.
Deb. It's so good to see you, John. Good to see you, man. Same to you, buddy.
And y'all follow him on social media, because you never know when he's going to be entertaining in the bathtub again.
That's coming up.
Just Google. Hey, thank you for watching Taste of Nashville.
Yes, indeed.
It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed this show, and we'll see you next month.
Bye.